this MLB World Series picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with a code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Wednesday, October the 22nd. We are here to handicap the World Series. Game 1 picks coming up tomorrow. Tonight, we will look at all the futures, winners, handicap scores. Adam and Scott have already done the prop show, but me and Dylan might just pick one or two of those as well. Joining me from somewhere in New York is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, how are you?
I'm doing well, and honestly, the reason I'm doing well is because Forrest has a new coach, and he's already to work with the lads. I've been looking at pictures and videos. Oh, I can't wait for my day at the city grounds. Me, you, Barry.
Oh, mate. Well, funnily enough, I've just finished doing the Premier League show, Dylan. And I had nothing but awful things to say about your new coach, unfortunately. Mate, like, he's just an old dinosaur. It'd be like would you be happy if the Jets appointed, like, Bill Belichick? Or someone even fucking, you would.
Yeah, especially if Bill Belichick was how successful he was. I don't know anything about him. I just know that he's been around long. Is he a winner?
Yeah. No. He can get teams to avoid relegation by just being ugly and committed and feeds everyone pie and gravy and that kind of thing. But not very exciting. I might be wrong, mate. It has been known. So I did put them into auto fade on the show tonight. I think they'll lose to Bournemouth at the beginning. We are going to start, though, Dylan, with the big news of the day, which I've already sent you a little photograph. Do you have thrift shops in America?
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, do you have charity shop? I'd call it a charity shop. Would you call it a thrift shop?
Yeah, it's a thrift store, yeah.
Yeah. So I bought, look at this beauty.
Oh, those are amazing.
I saw you must have had these when you were young people, everyone who's listening. Yeah. The Major League Baseball batting helmet standings board. So it was £2, Dylan. So I'm already on a 1,500% ROI today because these are going for 30 quid on eBay, and I bought it for £2 this morning. I think it's from 2005 because you notice it's got 6 teams in the NL Central, and only 4 teams in the AL West. Yeah. Which must have been a thing in 2005. What was all that about? Why was there 6 teams over there and only 4 over here?
I have no idea.
No idea? No. Neither do I. The Houston Astros were over there. It's got some old helmets. It's got the Florida Marlins in there still.
I love
It's got the Houston Astros. Houston Astros have got their old helmet on there, look. But I've got everything. So I've taken them on the standings on one side. I've taken them off. And this is the playoff picture. So what you're looking at now is the playoff picture. I mean, this is great visual, but not so great audio if you listen on the podcast. So I've got the Blue Jays and the Dodgers there in the middle. Look, I've got the Reds and the Phillies who got knocked out. So £2. I mean, I was absolutely over the moon with that. So that's my first prop for the MLB show. I'll fill that. I'll keep that up to date all next season.
How much is that American dollars?
About $1.30. About $1.30.
Oh, I'll take it.
Mate. What a fucking bargain. Yeah. I love it. The Oakland A's hat's my favourite because it's colourful. Yeah, absolutely over the moon with that.
I love it.
Diamondbacks has got an old logo on as well. I didn't recognise that, but it is a D and a snake, so it was fairly obvious. So there you go. That was exciting. Let me point you to the NBA Gambling Podcast. Daily picks on there. Tips off. I think it tipped off last night. I nearly had a bet on it. And then I thought, don't get involved in that. I haven't got enough time for more vices. So I took the sensible option and went to bed. But tune into the NBA Gambling Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Okay. World Series. First point of order, Dylan, really is how did we get here?
Yeah.
The Dodgers into their 5th World Series in 9 years. Blue Jays' first World Series appearance since 1993. And if you kind of look on the face of it, if you just take the pure numbers, there's not an awful lot between them, was there? They had a similar record.
Yeah.
Dodgers won 93 games. Blue Jays won 94 games. Very similar home road splits. Dodgers 41 road wins, Blue Jays 40. Main difference in the regular season record was kind of the run differential. Dodgers finished with a 70-plus run differential, better than the Blue Jays. In terms of the playoffs, this is where the paths separated slightly, because the Dodgers had a fairly bloodless sweep of the Reds in the wild card round. They then beat Philadelphia 3-1 and then swept the Brewers 4-0. Where the Blue Jays did well to overcome the Yankees 3-1 and then had that absolute roller coaster of a series where nearly every game kind of went against. So Game 7, I think, was the only team that was won by the clear favourite. The George Springer, which Scott called the George Springer home run, getting them over the line 4-3. I mean, that Game 7 in that series, Dylan, you can't get much better than that. It was pretty good drama.
100%. Like you mentioned, great seasons for both clubs. Blue Jays winning the division, the AL East for the first time since 2015, almost 10 years to the date. So it's nice to see them. They got the #1 seed. And, I think in the first half, especially around mid-July, around maybe All-Star break, we were kind of questioning their bullpen. I think bullpen looked much better down the stretch. I think offense was really good as well for both teams. And the one thing that both teams have in common, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays are tied for the most comeback wins this season, including the postseason, 52. And now they will meet in the postseason. So should be really fun. You got Teoscar Hernandez facing his former teammate. He spent 5+ seasons in Toronto. That should be really fun. So I'm ready, man. I know everyone is thinking it's a clear-cut winner. The Dodgers are going to be going back-to-back, but I don't know, man. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are the clear favourite. -210, the Dodgers, to win outright. The Blue Jays priced up at +180. And really kind of, for me, I looked at it this afternoon and tried to go category by category. But there's one kind of clash that absolutely stands out, which is this Blue Jays offense, their high power, their low K rate against this Dodgers pitching staff, the Dodgers starting pitching staff, let's get it right, that have struck out the most batters. So that's kind of the where I think it's going to be won and lost. That's the big power struggle in there. The Blue Jays are outslugging the Dodgers in the playoffs by nearly 100 points. Yeah. They've got the 6th highest OPS and the 4th highest slugging of any postseason team since 1969. So the Blue Jays are really, really coming early and often with these bats, aggressive in counts. Vladdy's flying, Springer, 4 home runs, Alejandro Kirk, 3 home runs. Ernie Clement, we talked about the glue guys the other night.
That's my guy.
Yeah, everyone's loving a bit of Ernie at the minute. I'm getting vibes of, who's the shortstop for Houston a couple of years ago, the rookie. I think he won MVP. I can't remember blanking on his name. There's no reason to be blanking on his name because he played this year as well. Think of his name, Dylan.
For who?
So, potential as well, by the way, for Bo Bichette to return for Toronto. I don't think he'll be involved that much just because of how solid this infield's been for the Blue Jays. Adam and Scott were talking him up on the prop show for MVP at around about 35-1. But this is the clash of what's going on there between that Blue Jays offense, and we talked about how they're just getting to the ball early, swinging at it early, fastballs early in counts. But the thing that Dodgers starting pitching is designed to stop is exactly what the Blue Jays are good at. So it really is a clash. The Dodgers starting pitching's got the 3rd lowest OPS and the 2nd lowest slugging since 1969 of any postseason teams. So these two trends are in absolute direct opposition. their rotation suddenly arrived. It sort of came together in early September, where the Dodgers had done really well. They'd had to piece it together a lot. They'd had a lot of injuries. It suddenly arrived fit and healthy in early September, ready to flex its muscles. Kept the Brewers to historically low numbers. We know the Brewers aren't a particularly high-octane offense, but the Dodgers absolutely shut them down in that 4-0 sweep. So that's a really fascinating matchup. The Blue Jays aggressive early, and they make hard contact. They don't chase. Blue Jays saw 65% fastballs, the most in the playoffs. The Dodgers have thrown 48% fastballs, the second fewest in the playoffs. So that, for me, is kind of where the battle is going to be won and lost.
Yeah.
But I do think, going back to that point, that the Dodgers starting pitching is designed to slow down the thing that the Blue Jays excel at the most. And I think if the Dodgers can come out on top in that little battle, that's where we're going to see it won and lost.
Yeah, you took my notes exactly where I wanted to go, but that's exactly the storyline that I'm looking for is Toronto's bats versus the Dodgers pitching. I mean, Toronto, they led the majors in contact percentage during the regular season, 80%. But the Dodgers starters have an MLB best 39.4% whiff rate. That's exactly what they do. They make batters miss. And Blake Snell, he's been amazing for the Dodgers. And to be honest, in the postseason, he's won all five consecutive postseason starts. He's also tossed 14 scoreless consecutive innings as well. Game 1 is going to be tough for Toronto, but you know, you got guys like Vladdy. You guys got George Springer. If those guys could get going, I have an Ernie Clement prop for later in the show that I absolutely love. It's a long shot, but we saw in 2017 where George Springer absolutely unloaded with the Houston Astros on this LA team with 4 home runs to win the World Series MVP. He has familiarity going up against this team. And right now, Vladdy, I know Shohei with that 3 home run game. It was probably one of the best performances in postseason history, I think you could argue. But let's not get it twisted. Vladdy has been the best player this postseason. I mean, 442, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs, 1.400 OPS. It's the 6th highest ever in a single postseason. Like, he's just putting up video game numbers at this point. And then I talked about it with George Springer in 14 World Series games. 7 home runs, 7 doubles, 11 RBIs. He's hitting over 330. They have to bet. If those two don't go, this team doesn't have a chance.
Sorry, my cup of tea just went down the wrong way there, Dylan. But I'm all right. I'll fight through. John Connell was first in the chat tonight. John, welcome along. Nice to have you. Adam Awesome as well. Adam wants the Blue Jays. John Connell at a 7-game soccer parlay tonight. I don't know where he's got that from. We could do with your help, John, in the Premier League Gambling Podcast. You can have a job anytime you like. MyBookie.ag is your place to bet on football and everything else, including soccer. Prop builder is second to none. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You get the best prices on Novig, available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app, get $50 when you spend $5. Use the promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. Just quickly going back to the pitching matchups. Toronto haven't quite got their ducks in a row yet as far as SPs are concerned. So they are TBD. It will be Blake Snell, game 1 for the Dodgers, who's going to be followed by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And then things going to form last time was Glasnow and Ohtani, game 3 and 4.
Hey, Malcolm, real quick before we dive into it, I got a little trivia for you. There's only been one Japanese player to home run in the World Series. Shohei could be the second. Do you know who the first one was?
I might have a go at Kurt Suzuki.
Hideki Matsui from the Yankees.
I know the name.
Yeah.
Kurt Suzuki was in the news today. Do you know why Kurt Suzuki was in the news? I'll hit you with a question, Dylan.
Insider trading.
What about that scurrilous accusation? He got the Angels manager's job. Mate.
I know.
Oh, you did know.
Yeah.
You were just bad man. Poor Kurt.
Yeah. They should have gave it to Albert Pujols.
I feel like I had Kurt Suzuki on every fantasy MLB team for the first 7 years of my fantasy career. Kurt Suzuki and Travis d'Arnaud were always my two catchers. On the peripherals, Dylan, it's worth looking at the bullpen and the defenses as well. The bullpens are kind of hard to compare because the Dodgers just haven't used it.
That's the thing.
The Dodgers just went ridiculous. So kind of nominally, you think that they're not very good. And when people now talk about the Dodgers bullpen, they basically talk about Vesia.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the only bullpen who ever really gets a go in a bridge between whichever starter's thrown a gem and then Roki Sasaki if he needs to come in and finish it off. Like Vesia's the only one. So it normally is the Dodgers' Achilles heel. But what they've done is just eliminate it, which is quite a good idea, really. Blue Jays pen, I think, might just struggle against these Dodgers left-handed hitters. The depth of these Dodgers left-handed hitters, I think, might take its toll on the Blue Jays bullpen. Defensively, it's worth noting, I just think the Blue Jays have a slight edge on all the metrics this season. So you can put a tick in the box. It's worth something. Might just be worth half a run here or half a run there. It was worth something for the Blue Jays in Game 6, where Seattle shit the bed once or twice, and the Blue Jays were rock solid. They turned all those double plays and stuff. So it's worth noting, puts a little tick in the box there. D-Rock, do you have much on either of those?
I was just going to say the bullpen was kind of hard to measure because I feel like the Dodgers really didn't need to use it. So that I agree with you there. As for fielding, I actually would give the edge to the Dodgers just because the Blue Jays, they made more errors. I think 18 to be exact, 18 more errors this season than the Dodgers. So that would be the only pushback. I know in the postseason they've been fine, but they did make more errors in the regular season. So I that's the only thing I would say on that. So it's hard to. The only advantage I would probably say that the Blue Jays have, one, momentum, and I think two is offense. Like just that no quit fighter mentality that they have, that they're on right now. I think that's really the only thing that they have the advantage. But outside of that, pitching experience, like it all goes to LA. Managerial, it goes to LA.
Home field, maybe? How much would you factor that in, D-Rock?
I saw a stat earlier, and the home teams, they've won 10 out of 12 postseason games, and I think that goes into it. I was just talking on my show, and Elvis, as you know, he said Game 1 Toronto series LA. You can get that at plus 320. Sometimes the couple days off, depending on how you factor into that handicap, sometimes they're asleep at the wheel. So you get the Toronto coming off that really big game 7 3 days ago. They take Game 1 at home, and then Dodgers wind up winning in either 6 or 7. So I thought that was a very interesting way to play it, but I think home field a little bit. I factor it in like 20 to 25% into my handicap.
Who do you think is the better fielder, Dylan, me or you?
Me.
No, you're wrong. That's incorrect answer. The answer is me. Yeah. I'm incredibly athletic young man, Dylan. Yeah. Okay, we make some picks.
No, actually, I think Bob is better than both of us.
Yeah, that is very true, actually. My daughter won. We have a prediction league on the Premier League show. So with a demographic of entirely white middle-aged men that listen to the Premier League Gambling Podcast. Every single one of them was outscored by my 15-year-old daughter this week. Amazing. So that was a low point.
Yeah.
For the white middle-aged men of England, they got thoroughly spanked by my 15-year-old girl. So she was delighted when she found that. Underdog, a great place to play fantasy pick'em. You can win up to 500 times your money, picking higher or lower on your favourite players. The offer here is play $5, get $100 in bonus funds at Underdog with the bonus code MLB SGPN. And Rhythm is crushing college football and NFL picks and props. cash prizes for tracking your bets in the app. You can win up to $1,000 there. The promo code is SGPN25. If you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month, download Rhythm, use the promo code SGPN25. Some picks then, D-Rock. I'm going to have to turn page, actually. Here we go. Like I said, Dodgers minus 210, Blue Jays plus 180 outright. My handicap, the Dodgers starting pitching depth and that bullpen of Sasaki and possibly the other starting pitchers have allowed just 7 runs in the last 7 playoff games. Now, that's a hard stat to get on the right side of if you want to win some games. 4 of the Dodgers' last 5 postseason wins have covered the spread in the series, that is, not games. 4 of the last 5 postseason series wins have covered the spread. And that's going to be where I'm going to go. I'm going to take the Dodgers minus 1.5, Dylan, at plus 105. That's my main play for the series. What have you got?
I just couldn't do it. I think the value is with Toronto. They're over a $2 favorite. Even at minus 1.5, I saw minus 116 last night. You're saying minus 105. I don't want to lay vig with that. That's just not how I would play it. I kind of like the over 5.5 games. I like the series to go a little longer, but even that's a little chalky at minus 160 over 5.5 games. I like the series to go 7. I just think the Dodgers are just too deep. You know, they could throw multiple arms at the Blue Jays. And, you know, they're fully rested. Blue Jays, they have 3 days off. Just played a tough series against the Mariners. I do like one prop with the Dodgers. Like I said, Toronto winning game 1, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, but Toronto winning game 1 and Dodgers winning the series. And you could get that at plus 320. I think that has a very fun way to play it. Another cool and I think quick way, maybe even game 1, for at least one game to go into extra innings, and you could get that at plus 115. I think both of these two teams are, I think they're closer than the market is letting the public know. I don't think they should be that big of a favorite. I made them a minus 180 favorite in the series, so over a $2 favorite. I think there is some value with the Blue Jays, so I do expect a game or 2 to go into extra innings. You get that at plus 115. I like the Dodgers in 6. You could get that at plus 360. Dodgers in 7 I like as well, but I'm probably gonna play it fun like that. And I also have a player prop as well, but we could get to that later.
Yeah, you're right. Just some of these little fun bets at prices. If you remember, I've already got far too much money on the Dodgers, not on purpose, not because I really fancy it. It was just that price. There was a price boost all winter long. So I've ended up with like a small family car on the Dodgers at 5-1. So at minus 210, I'm sitting pretty. I'm not going to hedge.
Yeah.
So a lot of my plays here, Dylan, completely fly in the face of everything you've said.
I know.
I'm going to take the Dodgers 4-1 correct score was my play. So you've fancied it going longer or 6 games or more. I went the other way. I've got the Dodgers 4-1 at plus 325. And then I had a really chalky play, which somehow you've just about managed to get on the other side of as well. It was any game to end in a walk-off. And I went no at minus 140. Now, you've just gone extra innings. So we can still both win. It would just mean like the team in the top half would have to win and then get rid of the team in the bottom half. So there's no walk-off at minus 140. I did mention earlier on that Scott and Adam did an entire player prop episode earlier on today. So wherever you're getting this podcast, if you search higher up, the show before will be the player prop show. D-Rock, you've got some player props. I mean, MVP, Shohei's short, isn't he? 7-4 plus 175. I get it. He's the best player who's ever played the game. So it makes sense. There's a short price favourite. But also, people aren't here for us to give out Shohei Ohtani at plus 175, Dylan. It's not the company ethic. So what player prop did you dig out?
I like Teoscar Hernandez at 17-1 going up against his former team. I think he's going to be fully motivated, not just to win back-to-back World Series, but to put it on Toronto for saying, hey, you did not want to pay me. You wind up letting me walk. I think he's going to have a really good World Series. So 17-1. He was my pick last year. I'm going to run it back at 35-1, Tommy Edman. He's going to have a home run or two there, clutch RBI here or there in maybe game 1 or 2. He plays a really good field. I don't think he's going to have any errors. Tommy Edman might catch fire. 35-1. I like Tommy Edman as well for MVP.
Well, Dylan, I've got a Tommy Edman pick that you might just love because it's double the price. So stand by. MVP, first player I looked at was Blake Snell. Opportunity knocks, basically. You want someone to have the opportunity. Blake Snell's going to definitely get 2 starts with going off in game 1. And because I've got this finishing in 5, there's not going to be that many pitchers who get 2 starts. So he has been locked in as well lately. So 20-1 Blake Snell. Like I say, that opportunity. Hitters-wise, I looked at Will Smith at 35-1. And I threw out a Blue Jay as well, just in case everything goes wrong. So I've still got something to cheer on. And it's not a big or clever one. It's George Springer at 10-1.
Yeah.
I mean, was he third in history now for postseason home runs? My Tommy Edman play, though, D-Rock, you've got MVP. I've gone with most RBIs. Tommy Edman, it's 60-1. He bats 7th in this lineup with 6 of the world's very best players on base in front of him. Do you know what I mean? And you're telling me he's going to hit a home run or 2 and catch fire. Well, every home run is going to be worth 3 because the bases are juiced to Dodgers. They're full of Dodgers the whole time. Tommy Edman's in a great spot. It's 60-1. If he gets all those RBIs, he's definitely going to win MVP. So I'll take my chance at double the price. If you win MVP and I don't win that, I'll be devastated.
Devastated. Hopefully we both cash.
So we can cash.
I got 2 more. I'm going to take Shohei to have 3+ home runs. You could get that at plus 150. Not a very pleasing number, but he literally just had 3 home runs in game 4 in elimination to eliminate the Brewers. So, I think none of Toronto's 11 postseason games have been started by, key arms, Louis Varland, Chris Bassett, Jeff Hoffman, all the guys like that. So I think he's going to have a really good series, I think, Shohei. I know everyone shat on him. Weren't producing. Everyone kind of forgot about it. So, let's not forget how home run prone Toronto's pitching staff has been all season. The Jays were one of only 8 teams to surrender over 200 long balls during the regular season. And, they've continued in the playoffs. Toronto league high 18 home runs, including 2 in game 7 in the ALCS. Dodger Stadium, they have the venue for a very hitter-friendly ballpark. So I think Shohei could definitely have 3 home runs in the World Series at plus 150. And then I teased it earlier, my boy, Ernie Clement. I got to get an Ernie Clement jersey. I mean, amazing last name. It's an amazing name, but I'm going to go Ernie Clement most hits at 14-1. Nice. I don't even think, diehard Blue Jays fans would be able to say they saw this type of performance coming from him. 45 plate appearances, and this is like a utility guy, but he was batting .429, 195 WRC plus. He's basically turned into a right-handed Luis Alvarez, Ariz at the plate. So I don't know. He has a Gold Glove as well, and I just think Ernie Clement, he's not going to blow you away, but he's going to get on base. He has a 10% strikeout rate. He doesn't strike out. He makes a lot of contacts. And out of 45 postseason plate appearances, he's walked only once and struck out only twice. He's going to get on base. So to lead the World Series with most hits at 14-1, I think that's a good price as well.
Yeah, I did notice that he's only struck out twice in the postseason. I had that in my notes. Pretty impressive stuff. Your picture's disappeared, by the way, D-Rock. I don't know if you're hiding from us or I know you like that, loose wire. Well, I think that's it. Good. We'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, there he is. Dylan's big face.
Fucking camera's a piece of shit.
You can see right up your nose. Yeah. Yeah, usual time tomorrow. So 5 p.m. Eastern, myself and Dylan will.
And Latte, 3-man weave.
Oh, it's a 3-man go.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, game 1 picks show this time tomorrow. Thanks everyone for joining us. Adam, our Blue Jays fan in the chat, excited. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed.
Good luck.
Every minute. Yeah, good luck with your Blue Jays. D-Rock, thank you for that. I will see you round about this time tomorrow. Good luck with whatever you're betting in the next 24 hours, boys. And we will see you down the road. Cheers.